If it doesn't move me, I don't think it's worthy enough to put out there. Lauryn Hill, 2000. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I always have. And if I didn't put this much pressure on myself, I don't think that I'd be where I am today, but still I'm trying to find the balance between carrying a responsibility and still living a healthy lifestyle, and how I manage stress in between all of that. Because you can't do it all by yourself. But I'm a planner, I'm a thinker, and I'm an overthinker, which is why I think I'm an overachiever. But more often than not, I feel like I'm spending more time thinking than achieving. And not even in a healthy mindset, perspective kind of way. As in, the more thought you put into something, the more novel it is, quality over quantity. I feel like I spend more time thinking about my steps than actually doing anything. And I do a lot at the same time. I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm a creative, I write stories, I tell stories, I'm a performer. But I find myself doing so many administrative and operational tasks for my business, as many entrepreneurs do, but it's tough when you're an entrepreneur and a creative and your entrepreneurial endeavors are hinged upon your creative ability and your creative output. And especially in this industry where output is in demand, I almost feel like I'm cheating on my creative self or abandoning my creative self, or willfully ignoring or ghosting her, because I find myself waiting to be inspired, but I'm running away from the things that inspire me. So I feel like I'm in limbo a lot of the times, and I'm doing these operational tasks, these administrative tasks, because they come to me easier, or so it feels. They're easier to engage because you know where to start. You know what a finished product looks like, a deliverable, when it comes to meetings and scheduling and dates and venues and travel and finances. All of that feels so much more concrete. But when you are doing creative work, a lot of times you don't know where to start. And more often than not, you don't know when it's finished. You don't know if when you think you're finished is good enough. And if you have to add more to it. And I find myself in competition with myself, because my manager tells me all the time that I don't have to create something that is on such high levels of frequency or produced at such high levels of quality. And then I struggle with producing something that is simple yet impactful and novel and extraordinary. And then I think back and I look in the mirror and I'm like, girl, you started making videos in your parking lot. And that's what I mean by I'm in competition with myself, because I don't know if I'll be able to do that again. And whether it's fear, insecurities, or no's and not yet's and whatever that make me feel that way, I know I've put out things that are amazing. I know I've written poems that are phenomenal. And I don't know why I'm so scared to see if I can do it again. And it's crazy because I'm not scared. I fully believe in myself. And so I just don't know. There's an anxiety around the getting started piece. But I'm in a season where I'm going to do it anyway. And the same goes with any content, like even YouTube. My skin isn't where I want it to be. That's my biggest hold up on creating content outside of the parking lot, because due to the fact that my skin is not where I want it to be, I don't want to continue putting makeup on it every day and worsening the problem. And so then I just say I won't get on YouTube. But then I can miss out on opportunity, and not just opportunity to be a part of something or to make money, but opportunity to start and to figure out what I like, to figure out what I don't like, to then develop something that is simple but novel but extraordinary, because I've been working at it. If you can believe it, I actually haven't read a book or written a poem or written anything for myself in a long time. I've got shelves full of books. I've got notebooks galore. And yes, I use all of them for my craft in a way that serves others, but rarely do I use them to serve me. But it's in the moments where I am reading for me, where I am taking notes, where I am getting refreshed, and it feels really good. I feel younger. I feel fresh, I feel new, and I am inspired. I feel like I'm caught between waiting to be inspired and running away from the things that inspired me. And so I'm in this weird pendulum between perfectionism and procrastination, and maybe those things are parallels. But something else Lauryn Hill said in her interview was talking about being led by God. And I'm so grateful to her for the example that she set, because I've accepted the fact that I've been called to do a thing in the secular world, in the secular realm, with secular people, in order to change it. And because of that, I thought that my job was to be an emblem of God, for his blessings, and for my testimony to be an example of his work. And that was it. But talking about God made it weird. But but she spoke about God without trembling. She's not wrong, because it's in the times where I'm reading and I'm highlighting passages and I'm writing notes in the margins and I'm getting inspired, that feels like I'm connected, and I no longer have to know where to start, and I no longer have to know where I'm finished, because I feel it when I am engaged and reading and learning and writing just for me. The next step is illuminated always. I feel closer to where I'm getting always. And the pressure to do something groundbreaking no longer exists, because it's groundbreaking to me. And more often than that, I'm not worried about starting or finishing, because I'm only worried about this current moment that I'm in and where my mind is going, and then how that bleeds into the next moment, and all of a sudden everything makes sense. So I'm in a season of letting go. There were a lot of things I planned for the end of this year that aren't happening. They've been pushed back, and that's okay. This tour that I'm going on was a pivot. That was something that I felt led to do when I had nothing else left. Writer strike going on, all my shows are paused. Brand launch postponed and paused because of customs taking longer, becoming more expensive. The book that I'm working on not really resonating with the agents. A lot of things that I had planned to secure me in this last quarter of the year were just kind of ripped under my feet. And so when I thought about what I had left, the gifts that God has given me, the gifts that I've abandoned, the creative self that I have been ghosting, I remember that I've always had my voice. I've always had a talent for communicating, and I feel like I'm at a place where I'm realizing that I can no longer be in control. That no matter how well I think, no matter how well I am at developing strategy, no matter how creative I've been in the past, this is not a me thing. I've got to be led to do it, which means decluttering, which means decompartmentalizing and dealing with some things, but starting with a clean slate. And I'm ready.